The Miami Open, the second half of the Sunshine Double after Indian Wells, is underway. The WTA main draw started on Tuesday, while the ATP main draw is set to begin on Wednesday. But the tournament has been rocked by rain delays all week, and that remained the case on Wednesday. Play was expected to start at 11 a.m. local time, 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, on Wednesday, with grandstand court matches kicking off an hour later. However, no players have been able to take to the court as a heavy downpour continued to delay proceedings in Miami, until all matches were officially cancelled for the day. The main stadium court has also been hit by the rain, and no matches will be played on the biggest court on Wednesday. Tournament organizers issued a statement, hoping matches can begin there from Thursday onwards. The media days are also underway at the Hard Rock Stadium, and Aryna Sabalenka has threatened to skip one WTA 1000 event after hearing some ridiculous comments from a tournament director. Alcaraz shows true colors to Sinner. The Miami Open follows almost immediately on from Indian Wells, a tournament won on the men's side by Jannik Sinner. The Italian beat Daniil Medvedev in the final last Sunday, and in case you missed it, we saw an interaction between Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, with the latter showing his true colors. As captured by Tennis TV, the pair reunited at what looked to be a practice changeover in Miami, with Alcaraz stating, "Hey, great stuff champ, congrats. All matches cancelled for the day. It's official, it's a washout at the Miami Open. Organizers have just confirmed that sessions 3 and 4 for Wednesday 18th, the day and night sessions, have been cancelled, and that all matches will be rescheduled." Miami Open ticket policy. With the day's session now entirely cancelled on Wednesday at the Miami Open, organizers have confirmed that ticket holders will receive an email with next steps. The Miami Open website states the following are the ticket policy. For grandstand and grounds pass ticket holders, when the day session is ended before the completion of one match, no completed matches, due to inclement weather, ticket holders are eligible for exchange as provided in the ticket exchange policy. The policy states, if a Miami Open session is cancelled, as provided for in the cancellation provisions below, tickets can be exchanged for a one-for-one basis for this year's Miami Open, 2026, subject to availability. Miami Open update issued. Organizers of the Miami Open have now confirmed that Wednesday's day session has been cancelled entirely. The night session, featuring Venus Williams vs Francesca Jones and Matteo Berrettini vs Alexander Muller, is still expected to go ahead. These will take place not before 7 p.m. local time / 11 p.m. GMT. Update on play. Matches were expected to start now, 6 p.m. local time and 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, on all courts except grandstand. However, they're all still looking damp and there's no sign of the players. We'll keep you updated when a new start time is announced. The night session on grandstand is expected to get underway at 7 p.m. local time / 11 p.m. GMT. Another star withdraws. Number 4 seed Lorenzo Musetti has withdrawn from the Miami Open, citing an arm injury. The Italian was forced to retire mid-match at January's Australian Open, when he got hurt while leading Novak Djokovic by 2-0 in the quarterfinals. Musetti returned to competition in Indian Wells earlier this month but lost his opening match. And he is now out of Miami, where he received a bye-in to the second round and wasn't due to play his first match until later this week. Why doesn't the Miami Open have a roof? Most big tennis tournaments have roofs over the center court, sometimes over the second biggest stages, too. But there are no roofs at the Miami Open, and organizers have struggled so far this year. First, WTA qualifying was cancelled over the weekend. Now, Day 2 of the WTA main draw and Day 1 of the ATP event has been affected by the rain. Most matches on Wednesday have been cancelled. It's currently 5:23 p.m. local time in Miami, and there has been no play at all so far. So why does the Miami Open not have a roof? The answer is simple. The tournament relocated to the Hard Rock Stadium in 2019. It's not a permanent tennis venue. The Hard Rock is home to the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Grand Prix also happens around the site. That means organizers of the tennis tournament have no chance of building a roof for the 2-week event. Another delay. Play has been pushed back again, and matches will not start before 6 p.m. local time/10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. The grandstand night session is set to begin at 7 p.m. local/11 p.m. GMT. New schedule update. A new order of play has been released for the Miami Open. There are now just 14 matches on the schedule, and some which had previously been removed are now back on the list. The grandstand night session is set to start at 7 p.m. local time, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, as planned, featuring Venus Williams vs. Francesca Jones, and Alexander Muller vs. Matteo Berrettini. The matches on other courts due to start not before 5 p.m. local time are Denis Shapovalov vs. Botic van de Zandschulp, Viktorija Golubic vs. Peyton Stearns, Eva Liss vs. Yulia Starodatseva, Riley Opelka vs. Nuno Borges, Emiliana Arango vs. Oksana Selikmateva, Alicia Parks vs. Sinja Kraus, Dalma Galfi vs. Elvina Kaliva, Lily Taga vs. Ella Seidel, Jovano Mpetshi Pericard vs. Camilo Hugo Carabelli, Darja Seministaja vs. Elisabetta Cacciaretto, Anastasia Zakharova vs. Anna Bonder, Teresa Valentova vs. Katie Volinets. Play delayed again. There will be no play at the Miami Open until 5 p.m. local time/9 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Some matches have already been removed from Wednesday's schedule. These are listed here. What could Thursday's order of play look like? Jamie Murray, the former doubles world #1 and current tournament director of the ATP 500 event at the Queen's Club, was in Sky Sports' commentary booth on Wednesday, expecting to call matches. That didn't quite go to plan, with play delayed due to rain. As a tournament director, he knows how these delays work. And with some matches now cancelled and postponed until tomorrow, Murray explained what fans could expect from Thursday's schedule in Miami. It probably depends on how many match courts they can put in play tomorrow. On the schedule today, they've got 8 courts. They might have the potential to do 10 or 11 courts. It also depends on how many are set up for electronic line calling, Hawkeye, all the sort of stuff as well. We'll see, but there's going to be a lot of matches for sure, he said. I think, ideally, they'll try to get through everything just so that they're back on track and players aren't necessarily having to play back-to-back or even double up on one day. I think they're far away from that. The good thing is there are a lot of days in the tournament as well. They're not playing 5-set matches as well for the guys, so for them to play back-to-back 3-setters, I don't think it's much of an issue. And to be honest, I think half the draw would rather be doing that anyway. I don't think they like the days off.